Hello, welcome back to another video. I did make this video yesterday, but it was too long. I feel like it went on too long, and I've sort of trimmed down the points that I wanted to make. But I wanted to come on and make the first video of 2023, and I wanted to go through some gaming New Year's resolutions, some sort of pitfalls that I fall into a lot, and I want to try and break these sort of bad habits with gaming and stuff. So I've just wrote 4 things down, and each thing's got like a little paragraph of things that I want to sort of talk about. But I want to kind of try and keep my videos a little bit shorter and keep them down to like the 10-minute mark if possible. But I hope everyone had a great New Year. I hope everyone's had a great Christmas, and I hope 2023 is a happy, healthy year for everybody. So the first thing I've wrote is get through the back catalogue and play smarter. And this involves playing one game at a time, stop buying every game at launch, waiting for sales, waiting for price drops. You know, £70 is too expensive. So playing one game at a time. You know, I've got a lot of games on different systems, and I feel like a lot of the time I'm sat having a meal and there's too much on my plate, and my eyes are bigger than my belly, and I'm getting distracted by things. So what I've done is I've just deleted pretty much everything off the systems. And I've just uploaded one game that I want to play on each system, and I'm going to play one game at a time, try and get a bit more focused, not get distracted by what's coming out, and really sort of try and play these games that have been on the back burner for so long. You know, I feel like I'm forever installing and deleting stuff off hard drives, and, you know, shelving games, and then when I come and play it, buying a game at full price and then putting it on the shelf to play later. When I eventually come and play it, the game's half price. So I need to be a bit more smarter with money, because I feel like £70 is too expensive for me now. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I'm not saying video games shouldn't cost 70 quid. I'm just saying £70 is too expensive for me. You know, the last game I bought for £70 was God of War. I'm about halfway through it, and you know, it's a lot of money. Waiting for sales. There's constant sales with games, and I feel like, you know, what I've started to notice now, when I go and buy a game, I'm like, do you know what? I don't need it. It's always going to be there on the digital store. It's going to constantly come down in price. So why am I purchasing it at launch? So that's something that I want to curb as well. Stop buying every game at launch as well is something that I'm really bad for. I really want to take a back seat with. I don't want to be the guinea pig anymore. I don't want to be at the spearhead of this hobby and be in that crowd of people that have to play every new release at launch and run to Twitter and tweet about it and post stuff and be in the conversation to feel like they're part of something. I really want to take a step back from, not from gaming, just the community, if that makes sense. So I really want to sort of do that, and that sort of ties into the next point which I've written down, which is step back from Twitter. This consists of stop being concerned about my follow count, staying off Twitter when a new game launches, fanboys, not engaging with fanboys, limiting myself to 1 to 2 tweets a week. So my follower count fluctuates. I sort of don't really care about it anymore. The amount of followers that I've got doesn't define me as a person, and I feel as though the amount of followers that I have, I don't even talk to a good 80% of them. I think there's a small group of people that I interact with on Twitter, and I don't want to do this follow for follow back mentality, because that's how I've grown my Twitter. I've followed somebody in the hopes that they'd follow me back, and it was a long process, months and months of trying to hit that number. And when I got to the target that I wanted, I was like, right, well, now what? Do you know what I mean? And I kind of feel like a lot of people get so hung up, me included, I've done it before, but a lot of people get hung up on how many followers they've got, and that's when the ego comes into it. And I don't care. You know, I'm more positive on Twitter. I don't engage with fanboys anymore. I don't get sucked into them bait tweets that are, you know, people arguing about which bit of plastic does things better than the other. And I am limiting myself to tweeting less. I am actually on the app less as well, and I feel better for it. But I definitely 100% staying off staying off Twitter for video game launches. I feel when a new game comes out, going on Twitter is spoiler suicide, and just everyone's on there posting gameplay, story beats, mechanics, screenshots, you know, and I just kind of think that more people seem to be on Twitter more when a new game comes out, tweeting about the game, spoiling it for people just to get their own sort of gratification, whereas they should just be playing the game. And I think that's where the disconnect is. So I want to kind of unplug myself from that and sort of not get swept up in what the crowd's talk. You know, what's the Twitter community playing or talking about? What's the latest bit of, you know, gaming drama that everyone's jumping on? I really kind of just want to sort of step back from that because I just don't care anymore. You know, I still use Twitter to find out about gaming news, but as far as the conversations go, you know, and I only interact with people positively now. I'll just like write positive comments and reply to people. I'm not that bothered about getting followers and following people back because I just don't really care anymore. And I feel like I've sort of had too much sort of focus on what other people are doing and what should I be playing, what should I be talking about, having things dictated to me where I feel like I just want to sort of do it on my terms. The third thing that I've written is make more YouTube content. And this consists of doing more playthroughs of games, doing more streams, doing more topical videos, having a bit more consistency and making my videos shorter. So I want to do more playthroughs. I really feel like doing playthroughs would get through the back catalogue. I would be playing one game at a time. You know, I would really feel like my personality can shine through a bit more when I'm doing a playthrough. Just a load of burps there, sorry. So I want to do a lot more playthroughs and I do want to do some streams. I think the streams are going to be different because the streams I'll sort of, if anyone comes in, I'll have a chit chat with them in the game chat. But playthroughs, I'm kind of just going to turn the chat off and focus on the game and upload it in like a part 1, part 2, part 3 until the game's finished. And I really want to sort of do that because it's also content for my channel. And I'll feel like I'm being more consistent in that regard as well. Topical videos, I don't really want to fall into the trap of being like a regurgitation channel. This YouTube channel's a Frankenstein. I've done a bit of everything. Streams, playthroughs, help videos, gaming help videos, you know, talking about news, but I don't want to be a regurgitation news channel and just sit there with a website because a lot of people do that and I kind of feel like there's a lot of that going on at the moment. But I will make topical videos when it comes to a bit of news that's very important to me. But like I say, I don't want it to define me as a YouTuber. But I want to be more consistent, so uploading more, and I want to make my videos shorter, try and make them around the sort of 10-minute mark, and sort of just progress really, because this channel's just like a little hobby. It's like my little baby. It's never going to be, you know, absolute. It's never going to take off and be huge because I'm too busy to sort of to put that much effort and time into it. But I still want to grow it and see how far I can, you know, build it and see how many, you know, how much growth I can get. I've had a little bit of growth over Christmas and it's been nice to see. So I want to kind of just keep moving forward and progressing. And, you know, this list is just something that I can sort of get out there and have and something to look back on when I'm sort of feel like I'm not doing something properly. And then in the new year, I'm going to rewatch this and go, yeah, I did that. Right, what am I going to do this year? And the last thing is just stay positive. I really feel like I've got more of a positive outlook on life when it comes to sort of, you know, the things that have happened in 2021 and 2022, you know, family illness and stuff like that. You know, you take life for granted. You don't know how long you've got with your parents. You know, you don't know, you know, just waking up in the morning is a blessing, and I really feel like I count my blessings a lot more now. It's definitely been a humbling year in 2022, at least. A lot of bad things happened. There was a lot of good things, but more bad. A lot of things that have sort of changed me and made me grow as a person. But I want to stay positive, and positivity breeds positivity, and I want to sort of, you know, cutting the negativity out of my life and, you know, not hanging around with the negative people, and, you know, just sort of getting rid of all that sort of negative stuff is a real big improvement, and I feel like I've really achieved that. So being more positive on Twitter, when I come across in my videos in stream, you know, just trying to sort of pay it forward really, and, you know, try and you know, sort of just be the change you want to see in a way. And that's just it. That's just a few little points I wanted to make there. So see you on the next video. Thank you very much.